right, let me make sure make sure you any noises in the background are muted. All right, I think we're
Can't
good.
help if there's people screaming outside, but that's
But
all for background
Yeah,
noise.
you're live from Philly.
That's right. Live from Philly,
All right,
in the zone.
make sure.
Philly sound, baby. Philly sound.
Yeah, okay, it's live on my phone. We're good. All right, how's it going, everyone? We're coming live from around the East Coast here. I'm in Arlington. Quinn's in right outside of Princeton, New Jersey. We got Jack in Philly. So this week we'll talk a little bit about the week in review, and then also Jack and I are pretty big Eagles fans, so we'll probably be getting a little into the game, watching it. I don't know about you guys, but what are you thinking about tonight? I think the Cowboys are coming in a little too favorited, and I think it's going to be probably an offensive shootout. I think both defenses have kind of been bad. I think the Cowboys is beat up too, nonetheless. I think it's going to be a good offensive game.
I got two big questions in this game. First one is, what are the Eagles going to do without Mailata there on the O-line? But then Ezekiel Elliott, is he going to wake up? I mean, it's been 2 weeks. Haven't seen much of him yet. So let's see if he'll pick it up tonight for the first time this season.
My guess is the Eagles line's going to hold up because, I mean, the Cowboys are down to Marcus Lawrence, and it's not like their defensive ends are that great to begin with. So as long as Dillard cannot be a complete liability, I think it won't get too ugly for the Eagles.
They get Brandon Brooks back, right? He went down early in the season.
I'm not sure.
I think so. So yeah, as an Eagles fan, I'm not too worried about this Cowboys D line against the O line, hopefully. But I think also Hurts is mobile enough where hopefully it won't be a problem. So we shall see.
I definitely think it's going to be a real offensive game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up well over whatever the over is, 30-28, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cowboys have been soaring pretty high this season. And, I mean, the Eagles had a big week 1, came down to earth in week 2, but there's definitely big play potential in that offense.
No, I always say this. Dallas loses a game, like for the past few years, it's been like Dallas loses first game of the season, and then they get lucky in the second game and win on like a last-minute field goal or a last-minute big play or something. And then everyone says, oh, Dallas is back. Here come the Cowboys. And then they have just some sort of injury drama or just some like Jerry Jones magic going where they end up like, winning somewhere between like 6 and 9 games. And it's like, it's the same stuff every season. So I'm not that worried about Dallas either.
Oh boy, Dak's launching it. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god.
No.
On the one?
It's exactly
it's CeeDee Lamb. So consolation is fantasy team is eating up some needed points right now, and so I
I'm
can
playing
that.
against
11 with CeeDee Lamb tonight, but come on, Eagles. They look terrible this first drive. What is that? 4 plays and like 74 yards immediately to start the game. That's terrible. Come on, boys.
This is a big fantasy game for me. I'm down by 13 with Devonta Smith, and I'm up 22 against CeeDee Lamb. So this is not the ideal start. Thank God he fell short of the end zone, I guess.
Yeah, I'm down 15 with CeeDee Lamb and Miles Sanders in the lineup.
You're probably fine.
Just trying to win.
Should be good.
Just win, baby.
Would love to see Ezekiel Elliott fumble here.
Turn the tide pretty fast.
And we got a interesting after the play personal foul.
Former Steeler Javon Hargrave causing trouble.
So they teach him up in Steel City.
Apparently,
that's called James Harrison or whatever, football life.
A James Harrison of football life. Learn from the best.
Derek Barnett barely making it on the field. Looks like he's in.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, calling that.
That is a touchdown. Well, you were saying, what's Zeke going to do? Yeah. 1 yard run, but he's on the board.
With what, like 20 yards already, too?
Yeah. little dump off work on that drive.
Well, hey, if
Yeah,
you're gonna
we're-
give up 7, might as well give up 7 with more than 10 minutes left in the quarter than giving up a really long, time-consuming drive.
We were talking about this last week, how the Cowboys, it's kind of their backfield's changing. They're getting Pollard more involved and seeing like, oh, is Pollard going to be the guy going forward? So I was kind of interested to see how how kind of the snaps are split in this game. See if they keep going to Pollard, if they go back to Zeke. So
I feel
far,
like-
all Zeke.
I feel like a lot of teams now. I'm looking at Zeke's OSU tattoo. Sorry, but a lot of teams now are. I feel like really like load managing their like primary running back.
Not
Like I
the
know that
Steelers.
the Browns are really doing that with Chubb, where they're
For
trying
sure.
to like give Chubb like maybe I think it may be like just like a 10 to a dozen carries a game. Like they don't want him taking more. I don't think they want him taking like that many of this
That's
that many
smart.
snaps.
I mean, it's a position that doesn't have a real long shelf life. So if you can get the most snaps out of them without putting too many snaps on them earlier in their career, that's probably the best way to handle it.
Yeah,
I know the Vikings kind of do the same thing with Cook and Madison, and it works pretty well for them.
yeah, and if if you're a team that's going deep in the season, in addition to like being a team that if you have a young running back like Nick Chubb, I think they're starting to see the value in not having them carry such a big load.
30 times a game early in the season. No, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's also just a long-term move too. I mean, I think a lot of teams will see them with like an older running back, they'll just run them to the ground because like whatever, we're not taking them back anymore.
Yeah, when you have a young guy you invest in, you got to protect the investment.
No, I want to see Frank Gore with 2.2 yards per carry, like for another 20 years.
I want to see him go back to the Niners, see if you can help them in their playoff run at all. Go back where it started.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing over there, but he like never got hurt, never missed a game. I want to know what his secret is.
That's why he's potential Hall of Famer. I don't see running backs like that. He could just keep on chugging for that long. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
You need some of that.
it's crazy to think that, I think he was playing like, it's one of those things where he's like playing with the kids that like of teammates that he played with. There's like, things like that. And you don't
He
really
was on those like Miami teams, like back when they were like one of the best teams in the country. He
Like
just got
Ed
drafted back in 05.
yeah.
Dude's been does not just keeps on churning. I don't get it.
You don't see longevity like that in the NFL.
No, not from a running back.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I mean, I know he's way up there on the all-time rushing list. I wonder if he could pass anyone else if he plays again. Pull it up. So he is in third.
Emmett Smith.
This is kind of crazy. He's in third place with 16,000 yards exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
I'm
he
looking
is
at that.
726 behind Walter Payton. I don't know if he can get 700 if he plays
No.
again.
Who's number
I
one?
think he's number one is Emmett Smith with 18,000.
Okay,
I
I
don't
was
think
right.
he's getting anywhere like that. Yeah, that's a record that won't go anywhere.
Another thing too, with like dual threat like running backs now, I feel like that's going to be an even harder like
Real
record to
quick,
break now the
not
game.
to interrupt, but Jalen Hurts quote, rent's due every day. I don't plan on missing any payments. Just thought we should put that out there as a TJ Watt wannabe.
Learn from the best. That's my guy.
All right, good start. Luke Goddard.
Yeah.
Your stream is slightly ahead of mine. Just saying. Oh, he's breaking ankles.
Oh, all right. Also we forgot to mention we got a special edition birthday celebration of Quinn, and
That's
I
me.
think we made this up on the spot. There's 3 tight end touchdowns tonight. Next stream he's got to do the Wade Boggs challenge.
Oh man.
You insist. Jeez, that's okay.
Just so Quinn, some NFL players that were born on the 27th of September include Dion Lewis and
he went to Pitt.
Matt
There you go.
and Matt Sims,
That's it. Okay.
former Jet.
I share a birthday with a good old Pitt man in the NFL. Oh, geez.
My street must be very far behind because I hear
might
Quinn
be
going,
Yeah, I'm
geez.
in the middle of the pass play, and then
I might be ahead of you guys.
I'm in the middle. He's snapping the ball. Oh man, I'm now nervous.
Wow.
Holy
All right.
fuck.
So we're
Oh my
Quinn's
god.
like a 15-second delay.
I'll leave the live reaction to see you guys then.
Oh my god, it hurts. All right, but they're on the one, right? So let's see what happens.
They are on the one, so maybe you could
Safety.
get a safety.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to hope.
Speaking of safeties,
The Miami Dolphins.
yeah, that might have been
Yeah.
the worst play call I think I've ever seen.
I think I read a tweet. It was like that's the first ever completed pass that went for a safety or something like that.
Yeah, it was the first completed pass that went for a safety without a penalty or a fumble on the play.
Oh my god. That was not the Dolphins' finest moment.
But it was a Dolphins moment.
They did keep it a lot closer than I think people thought it would be, though. So I'll give them credit.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought they were done and dusted with two. I mean, not like two is amazing, but I thought with Brissett and they wouldn't really get anywhere close in that game. But no, they took them to overtime.
It's not even like Brissett. It's just their whole scheme. I feel like is very basic in terms of
there was a lot of questionable calls, especially in that overtime period where they probably should have been more aggressive than they were, and they left kind of yards on the board.
Don't they have? Sorry, I was just gonna ask. Don't they have two OCs?
They do, yeah. There's one's I think it's one's a pass game coordinator and the other's a run game coordinator or something like that. It's weird.
What? And they just have Flores calling the shots.
Who knows?
I think the coordinators probably call the plays. Because Flores is more of a defensive guy. At least he was in New England.
Curious how that works. Just because, I'm thinking, what if they disagree what they want to run,
Then they probably default to coach.
Yeah, I guess kind of Flores is probably at the top, and he kind of overrules whatever the two put in. I don't know.
Cause issues with delay of game and stuff.
I know. Yeah, you'd think that. I'm curious how those plays kind of get relayed to the offense when you have two play callers like that.
I don't get the purpose of it.
Oh, it's a different way of thinking. I mean, for what it's worth, I think Flores has done a phenomenal job so far.
I think he's great. Yeah.
And I think last year they were not supposed to win nearly as many games as they did. And I think he's done a hell of a job. I'm not going to question it. We'll have to see, I guess, the end of the year how we think they look overall. But
for sure,
I think it's a fun, on paper, that's a fun offense to watch. They got a lot of speed with Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle.
I do hope. I hope things start clicking when they have when you have Will Fuller and Jalen Waddle. That's a lot of big play potential. If they can really get that clicking, and with Gesicki over the middle too.
I was gonna say they really need a little Mike Gesicki pick me up.
Yeah, I think that offense has a lot of potential. Hopefully, Tua is back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, we'll find out soon, I guess. All right, let's see. Wow, they just QB sneak it
for a gain of 4.
Ball forward 12 yards.
Yeah,
Dak's got a cement head. That's how.
They're looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy out there.
He does have a very square head.
Yeah. All that forward. Campbell's chunky soup.
Yeah.
Who was how many generations of Campbell's chunky soup NFL spokespeople have there been? Wasn't Jerome Bettis one of them?
Jerome Bettis, not
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb for sure.
Let's go. Fumble. Come on, baby!
Yo! Yo, is that Fletcher Cox?
Yeah,
that's my man.
There you go. Who got that? Was that Hargrave? Oh, there we go. It's that Pittsburgh power right there.
That's some
Oh.
confidence we needed.
SEAL Team 6 coming out there.
That's a big momentum shift right there.
Oh, for sure. Who do the Eagles got coming off the they got what? Barnett, Hargrave, Cox, and then who's the other guy? Sweat?
Graham. They said
No,
Sweat.
Graham's out.
Is he out? Oh, okay. I mean,
I
they
think
did
like
just
year.
play Sweat, so probably him.
I can't tell.
Look at that ball. He birthed it.
Jack, what do you think about those deals? I mean, two young Mailata and Sweat, kind of two young players who might not be like stars yet, but they really kind of got ahead on those paydays. What do you think about that move?
Oh, dude, I love Mailata. You know, I think from what I've seen nothing but like, I guess, really good things. I mean, you know, nowadays, I feel like it's the fun part about being a football fan nowadays is like you get a lot more respect for the O line and you get an ND line and you get a lot more like of a greater ability to kind of follow different personalities and people on like social media who give you insights as to like, you know, how good an O line is. And, you know, early on, I saw a lot of good things from him, especially in the Atlanta game. And he adds stability to that O line that was really the exact opposite of stable last year with all the
year for sure.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that. Josh Sweat, you know, I'm not gonna say it's bad. You know, you got to see how these things go with deals like that.
Yeah, it's just interesting to me because that's like two really young guys who like maybe aren't like household names, but like you get ahead with the contract, and if it works out, it's probably gonna look like a bargain in a few years' time. I mean, if Mailata keeps it up, you're paying a left tackle like what was it, $14 million annually? That's gonna be a bargain in a few years.
Yeah,
the elite guy's gonna be making 20 plus probably.
No, exactly. It's like playing get ahead of the game. It's like the same with any like high skill position.
I find that interesting. I feel like you talk a lot more about that in basketball with like, do you really want to pay for potential? And I'm as a Celtics guy, that was a big risk I thought with Jaylen Brown. He really wasn't looking when he first signed that big extension, it wasn't looking like he was that money. But I mean, now I think you could argue he's a top 30 player potentially in the NBA. And so it's definitely the right time to sign for potential. But in the NFL, it's usually more like 1 year contracts, especially with you just don't know with injuries happening and how severe they can be. So I'm kind of finding it shocking, but I guess we'll see.
Definitely this year, especially is how like the cap dropped because of COVID and all that. Like it was like what 200 million and then dropped to 180 or so. So I mean, you have to see teams kind of make like different types of moves. And like in this case, if you get ahead on a contract like that, if the cap spikes back up, which people think it will, you have good players on a kind of bargain deal. So I'm I like cap management. I find it's a really interesting concept to me.
I mean, it's even the same in hockey where you have, you know, guys performing well and you want to link them down long term so you can have a long-term plan and you get like these albatross. I mean, the big difference there with hockey and football is like usually the terms. Like in hockey, you get these long-term contracts and the last 3 years of the contracts are such albatrosses. It's insane.
Oh, I thought there's fumble. Sorry.
I'm still waiting for them to snap the ball. Okay, they snapped it.
Player down on the field.
Oh yeah, the ball definitely.
It looked a little funky, right?
Yeah, but there's an eagle down.
Yeah. Oh, he almost popped that out on the tackle. Oh
well. Kayvon Wallace.
Looks like a hand injury.
Yeah, it looked like he led with his helmet too. I don't like to see that either. That hit on Devontae Adams last night.
Oh, that was brutal.
You think that's going to lead to a fine?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's precedent for a fine, but since it wasn't called, it wasn't. I don't think it was a flag on the field, so I'm kind of curious if they'll, I guess, kind of punish him after the fact with that.
I mean, but like the refs obviously messed it up. I don't know how he got back in the game. He definitely got knocked out. Like when they zoomed in on
he was saying it was like
he did not look good.
He was saying he was just winded, like it was hit to the chest, and he was like having trouble breathing when he first got hit. But he was saying, no, it wasn't a concussion. So
no way.
I don't know how you absorb that kind of a blow, but
Yeah, my big thing about it was definitely something you could um find someone for that type of hit, especially when, I know you got to finish the hit, but ball's kind of away, and it looked like he went right in the head from some of the angles. But like a bigger thing is like what you were saying, like it looked like he got concussed and he was still playing in the game. And I've read different news stories um with some of the sports where they're supposed to have spotters on the sideline. And this, I don't know how it is in football. I know for hockey, the spotters don't have to be independent. They could be a team physician, and they can choose not to, take someone out of the game.
I think I think they put it in the refs' hands where if they see something, they could like remove like take a player off the field to get them evaluated. There might be independent spotters too. I honestly forget because I know like a couple of years ago when like concussions were all the rage with the NFL, they made adjustments like that. But I forget the exact kind of system they have in place.
What was the protocol when you were playing high school football? Because now that you mention it, or you're talking about it, if you think it's in the ref's hands, it's kind of interesting because it was a no call, so maybe that's the only reason he was able to get back in the game.
When I was playing, well, typically it would be on the athletic trainers who would kind of pull you out. Like I remember one of my teammates got like kind of hit pretty hard over the middle, and he looked like kind of noticeably winded, but they took him out because to evaluate for a concussion and held him out for the rest of the game. But yeah, on the high school level, I mean, you don't have like an independent spotter like that, but I think it kind of falls on the medical staff.
I read I was just quickly perusing the NFL's explanation of what the ATC spotter is, which is like a athletic trainer certified spotter.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently they basically don't even really diagnose anything. They just watch the field, and if they see a player, yeah, like they're independent, and they basically just watch for injuries. And interestingly, the article cites Colt McCoy. He took a helmet to helmet hit in a December 8th, 2011 game, and he wasn't tested for a concussion because, oh my God, they didn't treat him for a concussion because the medical staff simply just didn't see him show. Oh my God, is that guy eating dip on the sideline?
I know what you're talking. I think that was against the Steelers, actually. James Harrison, speak of the devil, but yeah. They definitely, because I remember like a few years back when like the losses were happening, like they kind of completely like overhauled their protocols regarding concussions, made sure teams couldn't just like
send him out
because they need their best player in the game or whatever. Yeah.
You have to. And I don't know if you guys know about this, but like why Calvin Johnson left the Lions so early is because they were basically forcing him to play with broken fingers and stuff, and he just had it with them, and they weren't.
They offered him more money, right?
Yeah,
that's
like, I'm not playing for
flag.
You, and I forget he won't do anything for the organization anymore. And there's also the issue with him not being paid a final like paycheck, for a couple $1 million. But do you think in the future, maybe not just concussions, but players like health in general, that should be something that should be tested before games? Or do you think that's just too much interference in something? But I mean, is it really fair? These guys are competitors. They obviously don't want to lose, and there is a lot of money on the line. And if you have a stud that's missing the game right before the playoffs, it might be in their interest to play.
I mean, I haven't been around like a football program, both high school and college. Like, they constantly like evaluate the players like throughout the week. And I mean, like once game day gets there, I don't think they do like game day type testing like that beforehand. But I mean, it both is in the best interest and not in the best interest of the players. So it's kind of a tough balance. But I mean, personally, I think any pro kind of like head health tight like motives and stuff like that is always a positive thing for the league.
Yeah, I think just in general with all injuries, they're like in any sport, the old saying when they get to the playoffs is like, oh, no one is 100%. Like no one's all there. And because the players want it. They don't like they're not
They want to
playing.
play.
Yeah, they're not playing alone for a paycheck, especially the ones that are competing for a championship every year. I mean,
Yeah, they play.
Part of it is they're playing to win. At some point, like at the very least, the medical staff for a football team or any team in general, a big job of theirs is to essentially inform the athlete of like what the extent of their injury is, what the risks are. And if they feel like, okay, the risks are just way too great, like they'll take it into their hands and say, we can't play you. But, God, sorry.
Terrible.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But, Epps coming into the game and face mask, and he made a nice play earlier.
Yeah, he did.
But
this Cowboys run game is just running all over them. This is embarrassing.
It's not even that. It's like also like, dump off passes, short ground game or short gains. But
well, I think something you brought up the point of the no one's healthy for the playoffs. I think think back to that Super Bowl, the Chiefs without the 2 tackles. What a different game that would have been.
For sure.
Yeah, but also, I was gonna say though, eventually it gets to a point where the team doctors have to step in and say, like, this is a choice for either your career or your future, and if you want to take it, go ahead. But like ultimately, I think the players deserve the full independence to pick and choose. Like if they want to play, and they know the full extent of what the risks are, then fine. Like I remember when T.O. played in the Super Bowl with I think he had a broken leg or a broken arm or something. Yeah, broken leg. T.O. played for the Eagles in the Super Bowl with a broken leg. And, everyone want like the main thing to me that's a little concerning is when players are put in a Willis Reed situation where they're like expected to limp out there on like half of their limbs and like basically show up. And I think I think in some respects it's a little degrading, but yeah.
Hold up real quick. Do you think he fumbled in the end zone?
Let's see. Knee
down. He's short.
Yeah, he's short. Not a touchdown.
Yeah.
But he's down before the ball came out.
On the 1 yard line. All right,
I still haven't seen a replay.
What's the new rule? All scoring plays are reviewed.
Yeah, that rule is still in place. All scoring plays are automatically reviewed.
All right, well, let's see if the rest were paid off.
I always like giving a little shout out to Joe Judge for reviewing a touchdown play and losing a timeout because he wanted to review a play that was automatically reviewed.
Yeah. And that's Giants football for you. That's why they're 0-3.
Tough loss this week.
I could not believe they lost to Atlanta. I don't know. The thing is, Daniel Jones is playing well from what I've seen. Like, it's not like you could just say like, oh, he stinks and that's why the Giants are losing. Like, he's doing reasonably well. It's just like the defense has regressed so hard from last year, and the weapons aren't like making the plays you want them to. And it's just the Giants are just falling behind the 8 ball in these games where I feel like they should win, and they got to turn things around quickly, or else the division is going to be kind of well out of hand for them.
Yeah, but we'll see. This is also a wacky division. I think it's
crazy things can happen. Yes.
Yeah, but of all the 4, so there's 4 0-3 teams. You got the Jets, the Jags, the Giants, and the Lions. Of all I feel like it's most concerning for the Giants to be in this position out of all those teams, considering just their whole organizational situation. Okay, here we.
What happened?
No, come on.
See, this same kind of play happened. Do you guys remember that play last year where Drew Brees went over the top? And I thought it was clearly punched out. And then they had to give him the touchdown because they blew the play.
Yo,
dead.
no, they stopped them.
I don't know about that.
They just showed it. I mean,
he reached.
Yeah, it was forward progress stopped. I didn't hear when the whistle went. That's the only thing. I think he did reach over. I just don't know if they called the play dead beforehand.
I see what you mean. Yeah, huh.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the issue though. Like, I don't think they can overturn it because they totally dropped the ball.
well, you got to find an angle where there's inconclusive evidence that he went over, and you just
Did they
can't.
call the touchdown first?
No, they didn't.
No touchdown. All right,
They
yeah,
did.
you're right.
Calling the field is no touchdown.
I mean, how do you overturn it when you have two guys on the Eagles standing right in front of the goal line camera where there's literally no angle where you could see the ball.
Yeah, you can't see what the
I'm not
ball
listening to
is.
sound, so I had no idea. Wow, that guy, he got over there fast. Who was that? Hargrave again or Cox?
Okay, now the ref's giving him an explanation.
Yeah, I know.
He definitely reaches. He definitely reaches over with the ball.
Oh, that's Alex Singleton, I think.
You can
He
see
just
it
jumped
cross.
over him.
That was
I think the
Alex
play was
Singleton.
dead.
All right, so what? The Eagles are on the inch yard line.
Let me see. I'm looking at Prescott's helmet because that's a little bit of a. You just can't see anything.
I think the call's going to stand. I just don't think. Unless
I mean,
there's-
what do they have to show that is proof that the ball crossed? I mean, I don't have the sound on, so I don't know when that whistle
Neither
blew.
do
Like
I.
you said.
Yeah,
What the heck happened in 91?
91. Cox.
Big
Oh yeah,
boy got bullied.
you
Jeez,
don't
come
see
on.
him that far back on a lot of plays.
Look at him. He's behind the linebacker, the safety.
Yeah, wow.
Dang, who just mauled him?
Zach Martin, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? Jeez. Darius Slay, where's the effort there? Come on, man.
Yeah, it was Singleton though who got in there.
Yeah, good play by linebacker for sure.
Typically the weakness of the Philadelphia Eagles, so love to see them making plays.
Didn't
Yeah.
Alex Singleton say he was going to have 50 tackles this year or something?
Hopefully 150 is not crazy.
Or I forgot what he said.
50's a
I don't remember what he said. He said like oh, I'm gonna do like this.
Let's see. Tackle prediction.
I don't know. Or like maybe he said like sacks. I don't know. He
I
said
don't know. He
something.
had 11 tackles though on against 49ers.
He said something a little
All
bold.
right, they're calling it.
All right, I'm taking my earbuds out.
Let's go, Birds! No good.
They still haven't showed it on my screen.
wait, was
No
that a
good.
fourth down play? Oh,
Oh
I
my
didn't know
God, Dak's fucking draw just dropped.
They didn't call it a fumble though, did they?
no.
No,
I think it was just a turnover on downs.
Dak's crying.
See, how do you choose when to call that play dead though?
When you call forward progress.
Yeah, it's kind of a judgment call, really.
That's why it's a umpire referee, you know.
How come he doesn't just dive under the no, I'm kidding. All right. Oh my. Oh.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen.
I thought that was a house call. Got lucky on that
Come
one.
on. Who's that? Zach Ertz?
Hurts.
Definitely not going to get more reps over Goddard.
No.
Man, that's what he's known for, just being that security.
I just saw it. I knew it was gonna happen though.
Wow. Oh, that would have been the easiest touchdown.
What do you think they call here?
I
I mean, that was a great play call. He just fucking dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, you just got to get a little bit of yardage to set up your next play.
All right, Mr. Devonta. All right, you got some breathing room. All right, but still third and down, right in your, right under your 10-yard
got a little bit more room to operate though, so I think they
I'd pooch
get the
punt.
job done on that.
You think they run the ball here?
Oh, that would be ambitious.
I'd pooch
Nah,
punt.
I think they might run it.
How is my stream so far behind? That's what I want to know.
I'm watching
I guess
live.
it is in Dallas. I guess I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm on I'm streaming on my laptop.
I have my television in my room, so I'm kind of watching live. So that's why I'm
Yeah,
ahead of
Quinn, you're gonna have the most live.
Oh boy, you gotta throw that away. Wow. So Eagles 5 offensive plays so far. Dallas, what? Maybe 12, 15?
Yeah, but guess what? The defense wins championships, and if you're outscoring, granted, if your defense is outscoring your offense, you gotta fix something.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I just think it's interesting. I mean, I think we all kind of said we thought this would be a super offensive game. The Eagles should hopefully do pretty well against this banged up Cowboys defense, but
Well,
so
I mean,
far an interception and they went 3 and out.
I mean, you think about it though, the Cowboys missed out on a touchdown by about millimeters.
Yeah, now they got beautiful field position.
Just this much.
Good tackle though.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
We're in commercial. Any other games you guys have an eye on from yesterday?
So I mean, I wasn't able to watch too many games, but I think the most impactful game to talk about that I was able to watch was the Buccaneers Rams. Rams just came in there and took an absolute whooping to the Buccaneers.
Well, they were at home.
Well, they were at home, but still, I mean, you just crushed the defending or the Super Bowl champions like that. I mean, granted, Brady threw for 400 plus yards,
400. Yeah,
but like,
I mean, Stafford outplayed him.
that was a game I
MVP
expected.
right now?
I thought the Rams would win, but I thought it'd be real down to the wire. I was surprised
I
they
agree.
kind of won as decisively as they did.
I mean, I think part of it is the missing pieces in the Bucks defense right now.
For sure, their secondary's hurt. Yeah, but I mean, my main takeaways from 3 weeks, it looks like the Rams are brilliant. They went and got their guy. It seems to be working pretty well. I mean, honestly, you could say they might be the Super Bowl favorite right now after 3 weeks. 3-0 with a win over the Bucks.
Yeah, it's hard to think of a team that's as hot as that. Although, I mean, 3 games in,
Still
it's early in the season. Yeah,
very
and
early.
like I think about the Bills still. Like, guess what? The Bills, they lost week 1 to the Steelers. But I feel like a team like that can heat up at the right time.
For sure.
Arizona's looked pretty decent their first 3 weeks. You can't count out Kansas City.
Chargers. The Chargers look they beat Kansas City. Yeah. I caught a little bit of that game. The Chargers look legit. I mean, I think they should be 3-0. I thought they kind of got robbed in the Dallas game. But now you're 2-1 with a win over the Chiefs. And yet only third in the division, which is we'll talk about a bit later. But the Chiefs kind of shot themselves in the foot with a lot of turnovers, but I mean, the Chargers were being decisive. They were being aggressive on drives. They were kind of attacking downfield. And I mean, Herbert honestly might be one of the best young quarterbacks in the game.
If not,
yeah, it's hard to think of anyone better than him right now at his age. I mean, Josh Allen hasn't looked. I mean, it's just that okay, Baker Mayfield's looked okay. Josh Allen has looked good, but Herbert's controlling the game.
Yeah, this is year 2, and you could already see he's one of the best pure playmakers out there. He's in complete control of that offense, and he doesn't look like he's under any duress or anything like that. It's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely invested. We talked about this, I think, week 1. They invest in that O-line. And was going to be a tenacious D line for the Washington football team, which I think also most people would say has been a huge disappointment so far.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, they got Rashawn Slater, Bulaga. Who'd they get from the Packers? Lindsley.
I got
Yeah,
Matt Filer from the Steelers. Yeah,
not bad.
4 new faces on that offensive line.
They got weapons on offense for sure. Too.
Mike Williams is having a career year. I mean, he's
finally looking like a
really good start. Pick. Yeah. I mean, he has 300 yards and 4 touchdowns in 3 games. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Now, staying in the West, as I said, Chargers are only in 3rd place despite their win. That's because 2 undefeated teams left in the AFC are the Broncos and the Raiders. Do you think either of those teams are legitimate right now, or do you think they're kind of just taking advantage of their early opportunities?
I think the Raiders could be good. Like, do I think they're going to win the division? It's probably a not for me. I think the Raiders started out something like this last year, and then everything kind of fell out from under them. The Broncos are definitely, they've played 2 of the only 4 0-3 teams so far this year.
3, I think. They played Jacksonville, the Giants, and the Jets. I think that's 0-9 between the 3 of them.
You're right. I forgot they played Jacksonville. So, yeah, that's just cupcake schedule. They got to play some if they win their first division game, because the 3 teams in their division are pretty solid.
Agreed.
If they win the first matchup of that, my mind will definitely go somewhere else, because
I'll give them credit. They're winning decisively. Again, that's 3 bad teams, but they've completely just went about their business, end-to-end victory in all 3 of those games. It's not like they had to kind of struggle their way through. So I'm curious to see what they look like against a better team. As you said, a divisional opponent will be really telling. But
old Fangs.
But the Raiders are more interesting to me because they beat Baltimore in that wild game, and Baltimore looks like maybe not a dominant team, but they're 2-1. And then you have Lamar, and then they beat Pittsburgh pretty handedly. But then the Dolphins game, a game I thought they would win pretty easily, they struggled and went all the way to deep into overtime in that one. So I think their 3-0 is earned, but it's interesting.
Oh, my God.
The softest defense I've seen. Oh,
that's not a good play.
Dalton Schultz.
I may have caught up to you guys.
Yeah.
Because the touchdown happened at the same time.
I also tried to delay it a little bit. I don't know if that helped, but come on, man. Yeah, I got it on the TV.
Good ball. Got right over the linebacker on that one.
All right, well, this Philadelphia offense has come in and show they can do something.
Well, 14-7, and we're not even done with the first quarter yet. Maybe my high-scoring game prediction will be right, but I think the Eagles are going to wake up a little bit more.
Almost got a hand on that.
Ball right over the top.
Not great.
Could be better.
And what, they got all of 5 yards of offense?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully we'll finally see the first handoff of the game from the Eagles, and the Cowboys can prove their D-line can do anything, because I think it's pretty soft right now with D-Law out. I think they have a good linebacking core, but we'll have to see.
Just need to get into a rhythm. You have the early interception, then you get pinned on your 1 yard line on a stop or on a turnover on down. So, if you could kind of start from the 25 with a touchback, maybe kind of get into a better rhythm in this next drive. Now, one trend I've kind of noticed this week, rookie quarterbacks not off to a great start.
No.
Trevor Lawrence, 7 interceptions on the year, leads the league.
Wait, before you go on, I'm going to add a caveat. I've seen his interceptions. At least half of them have been legit drops by his wide receivers.
Some of them are. There's one today where he had his tight end in the flat and he just dropped it right into the DB's hands. Yeah. Some of them are, but yeah, he's off to a tough start with the picks. Mac Jones had 3 yesterday, and when kind of asked to throw further than 4 yards, he's been struggling. Zach Wilson messed top to bottom, and Justin Fields could barely get a pass off because the Bears O-line was terrible in his first start. So
I read.
Sorry. So much hype for all these guys coming into the year. Definitely a bit of a disappointing start, I'd say.
Well, rookie quarter. I read this as a stat. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. It's from Michael David Smith on Twitter. He said that teams starting rookie QBs this year are 1-10, and the one win is from Mac Jones beating out Zach Wilson.
Hell, I think honestly the best rookie quarterback performance this year might have been Davis Mills on Thursday night. Not like it was anything to write home about, but they moved the ball somewhat.
Yeah, I just think that, none of them look good.
Do you see that extra preseason game?
No.
Difference?
I don't think it would have hurt.
I don't know. I mean, Justin Herbert, I guess he came in pretty early in the season with what? Did they even have preseason last year?
No preseason.
Yeah, no preseason. I mean,
yeah, and if we're being honest, if it was they just needed an extra preseason game, we wouldn't have seen this. Like, we would have seen them get a little bit better this week.
Hopefully.
I will say, at least with Lawrence, you see the big, he's made some really impressive throws, but it's just caught between bad interceptions, kind of bad drops by his team that kind of ruins drives before they get started. It's like they're just kind of stuck in the mud. But with the other, I mean, Fields had no. It's kind of hard to judge him because he had no hope yesterday. But Wilson's making rookie mistakes, and Mac Jones isn't really being asked to do a whole lot. So it's just nothing too exciting there yet.
If I'm being honest, Zach Wilson's rookie year so far, to me, really reminds me of Sam Darnold's rookie year on the Jets.
You trade out Sam Darnold just for another Sam Darnold.
And because the thing is, they don't surround him with any talent.
I think they do have talent, though. It's
a
lot of injuries.
They invested, but it's not coming together. Corey Davis looked good to week 1 playing from behind, but since then he hasn't really done a whole lot. Elijah Moore, they drafted round 2, has done nothing, to my understanding.
Crowder's not playing.
Crowder's been
like the best so far,
and you have no running back.
Look at the Bengals. The Bengals are a team that has weapons around Joe Burrow, and they a great running back, great wide receiver targets, solid team all around. And now the pieces are coming together there, where the Jets just don't have that, and they've not had that.
They don't have
make it open.
Yeah. It reminds me because they've been investing. You drafted backed in at Vera Tucker in the first round back-to-back years. That's 2 young linemen to build around. You spend a 2 on Elijah Moore. You bring in Corey Davis. They've been trying, but it's just not working so far. It just feels like they're going – as much as they kind of put into it, they're just not getting better in terms of supporting cast.
Yeah, I guess. And it doesn't help with this revolving door of coaches either, though. And, they have to be invested with Robert Saleh for at least, I'd say they got to keep him around for 3 years. You can't have him stick around for 2 years and then.
Unless things go really south, you're going to keep Saleh with Wilson. You don't want to keep changing head coaches on him to start his career. That's not good for development, I'd
Adam
say.
Gase. It's thinking back to the Adam Gase choice itself was just really stupid.
That set them back. I mean, look, Sam Darnold. I mean, he's not lighting the world on fire, but he looks pretty solid in Carolina. That's a step up from anything he showed with Gase in New York.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We all think that he looks so amazing because he looks significantly better than he did in New York.
Yeah. I don't know what else they really need to add because they're trying, but I guess maybe like a true star receiver. I mean, keep building up the O-line, maybe another bookend tackle with Beckham. It's just they're trying, but they're not getting anywhere. That's what I don't really understand with the Jets offense. And I mean, hopefully that doesn't stunt Wilson's development for their sake.
They get another 2 first-round picks this year from the Jamal Adams trade.
They do, yeah. They have the Seahawks pick again.
We'll see what they do with that.
But they're just notoriously horrible in the draft.
Yeah, it's just
Denzel Mims the year before, second round,
and he's not even seeing the field much.
Didn't they draft a first round wide receiver that never saw a game?
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. They drafted
maybe years ago.
Oh,
No, it was 4 or 5 years ago. They drafted someone that just never saw the field.
Jets. Let's pull up their history. Jets draft history.
Elijah Tucker.
Devin Smith.
Yeah, Ohio State guy. He did nothing. I remember him.
What year was that and what pick?
2015, second round, pick 37.
Pick 37, yeah.
I mean, they drafted Christian Hackenberg with the second round pick.
That's one of the worst picks. Imagine it was a Hail Mary that was way too ambitious. But I mean, I'm looking through it. I mean, some of the early picks in the past 5 or so years, Darren Lee was a bust. I mean, the Jamal Adams, Marcus May, that was great, but you shipped Adams off after 3 years because he was unhappy. Then you have the Darnold draft, and then Quinn Williams is good, but I feel like you don't have given how many high picks they have had, they just don't have the capital to kind of show for it.
No, definitely not. And I mean, they get rid of anyone that's good that seems to leave. When they used to have that Leonard Williams, Sheldon Richardson combo.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm. That too. Leonard Williams was first round pick that year with 2015.
2015. I mean, he got traded pretty. Did he get traded directly to the Giants, or was there a team in between that? I can't remember.
No, he got traded directly to the Giants.
It was to the Giants. Okay.
For nothing, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good player. He's been doing well in the other New York. So I just I feel bad. I just want Zach Wilson to succeed. Oh, my lights.
I want to see them be competitive. It's completely pointless for them, I guess, and the Giants at the same time to be having 8-win seasons between two teams. It's just.
I will see. I mean, who knows? I mean, either team, it's still early in the season, and they got the extra game too. And so, we'll have to see what ends up happening. I mean, obviously, it's tough to ask for a rookie quarterback to take you to the playoffs, and they're in a pretty tough division too. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. They it's they're with team. I mean, granted, to be fair, the Patriots have been supplanted by the Bills, but I would say Miami is just a huge step ahead of them, and then the Patriots are still a good team.
Nick, yeah, even if the Patriots and Dolphins are off to a great start, I mean, from just a talent and just kind of culture standpoint, I'd say they're both a good step ahead of where the Jets are right now.
Well, that's another big thing. The Jets literally just don't have anyone in the organization that knows winning. That's a big thing to me, is that in a football, especially in football, you got to have people in the organization that know how to win and have experience with winning.
I agree.
There's just no one there player wise, coach wise. Like they had freaking Greg Williams as a DC. What a great way to model. And we saw how he went out.
Greg cover 0 on a game with game to go type situation. Yeah, it was spelled the end of his career.
Somehow I was talking to my mom about that yesterday. Of all things.
Wait for T-Law. Yeah, and the Cowboys offense just keeps running down the field.
I just saw a penalty.
Yeah, Derek Barnett offsides for false start.
Oh, so are you that far? Are you that far ahead of me?
I just saw the third down play. Like
I'm
it's
watching
got
it.
to snap for a 1st and 10.
Okay, well,
I'm at 12:39.
okay, so you're a full like 20 seconds ahead of me.
Holy cow. Refresh that stream, maybe. I don't know.
It's literally the Xfinity stream.
I have it just off the ESPN app.
I should just do it off the ESP. You're watching it on TV, but like, all right, I'll do it off the ESPN app because this is probably really stupid. Let's see how much better that is.
See if it gets you ahead a few seconds. Tony Pollard taking a lot of reps too. Kind of switch drive, it almost seems like.
Yeah, they've been kind of. It looks like they're going drive by drive, like kind of start out with Zeke, but this has been kind of like a Pollard drive.
Tony
Not a bad
Pollard.
way to do it.
Man, this Eagles defense is looking soft as butter.
Well, I think part of it though is they got to be freaking gassed.
Oh, of course. I mean, they're playing way more snaps.
The offense can't stay on the field, so they're stuck on the field the whole time.
Realistically, Hargrave doesn't get that sack or that strip in the end zone. Like, could have been a long drive.
Yeah, but that's one of those things where, like, you know, the defense is trying to do their job. I mean, they held them like a goal line stand, and it's like they can only do so much when the offense isn't keeping them in the game at all.
Yeah, I mean, Hurts needs to like find something in them and get the show on. I do not think anyone. I know none of us predicted this is how their offense would have started off. And I mean, yeah, this defense. I mean, Kerrigan's in now. They're subbing out guys left and right. And I mean, it's not a great secondary to start with. And the Cowboys obviously have a fantastic pass attack.
What is that?
They have weapons all the way across the board.
I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, pick your poison.
2 decent tight ends.
Zeke, Pollard.
He can catch out. They could both catch out the backfield. I mean, if you want weapons, look no further than what Dallas has. They're
Gallup's hurt
all the way across the board. Yeah, it's impressive.
Man, this zone defense is just looking terrible. They hopefully are investing a lot. Well, they do have 3 first-round picks this year, but
good. Well, we'll see about that third. The Colts are they're 0-3 right now, and if they're out of the playoffs, I wonder if they try and bench Wentz and protect their first-round pick.
Oof, you think they just give up on Wentz?
I mean,
to protect the pick.
Yeah, I mean, if your season's like, obviously, they're off to a bad start, but season's far from over, especially in that division. But if you're out of it come like week 14 or so, I don't think it hurt. Like, I think the smart play is to bench Wentz and kind of protect that first round pick.
13.
I mean, especially for him always being hurt.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, is he even going to stay healthy that long? But that'll be interesting to see.
What's the deal? It's 75% he has to play.
75% of the snaps, yeah. Unless they make it's either, I think it's like make the playoffs or 75% of the snaps, and it turns into a first round pick.
I mean, looking ahead, they play the Texans twice. They're playing the
Jaguars twice.
Dolphins. They have Tua.
According to Philly
Play the
voice
Jets,
snap
play the
counts,
Jaguars.
according to Philly voice snap counts, he's played 97.5% of the snaps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I would expect them to probably get a win against the Dolphins.
Now, on the bright side, if he doesn't play 75% of the snaps, that probably means the Colts were awful and you have a very high second round pick, like pick 36, 37 or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
And also just the
not
idea
a first, but could be worse.
Well, I also think just the idea that they were able to get rid of him and have jury's out, but I mean, they have an alternative plan. At least they weren't going to stick with that plan that clearly wasn't working in any way.
Yeah. I think it was a good move. Like I'm not completely bought into Jalen Hurts, but I think it was a good move because you were going nowhere fast with Wentz, and I think kind of moving to your kind of alternative plan and at least committing to it, seeing what you get out of it. I think they made the right move, and I think they got more from that trade than I would have expected them to.
I also just think Wentz, like, because you say going nowhere fast, I just don't. I feel like he's very careless with the ball. That was always my big thing. He's so careless with the ball, and then he just is hurt. And there's nothing you can do about someone who's always getting hurt. But it's the NFL. You got to play.
Mm-hmm.
You play to win the game, and if you're hurt, you can't play.
You play to win the game.
This is terrible. I don't know if you guys are watching this, but I just see
they're getting diced off. This is not great.
Well, I mean, I guess they're playing prevent to not give up a touchdown.
The Cowboys O-line, I mean, I see them like 10 yards ahead still getting blocks. I don't know where anyone on their defense is.
Well, Singleton just got completely.
Oh, my gosh.
No, it's only third. I thought it was second, or I thought that was third.
Jack, what have you seen so far?
What do you mean?
Where
like stream? Where am I at on the? Where am I at? 7. They're about to. Okay, Zeke's running it in the end zone.
Oh, yeah, you're way behind. Oh
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because I switched tabs to look up the Carson Wentz snap count.
Literally, they had 3 guys there, and they can't make a tackle.
Well, they're gassed.
Yeah,
they've been on the field for probably like 80%
you gotta put together,
of the game.
You got to put together a scoring drive here. I mean, obviously, just to keep within range, but also just to give your defense a rest.
They gotta put together a score. Yeah, he did miss. They gotta put together a scoring drive where they chew up pretty much almost all the clock for the rest of the half.
Nice 4 or 5 minute drive. Even if it ends in a field, obviously you want to touch on it. Even if it ends in a field goal, just to like keep the offense within striking going,
distance.
Get the offense going, stay within striking distance, and kind of allow the defense to get some rest before halftime.
That missed PAT though, that definitely makes
could be big. Could be real big.
Could be also completely meaningless. Looking at the other games from this past weekend, one big thing I wanted to highlight that I kind of did earlier was the Bengals. I just, a team has their coming out party. And I think that was kind of the coming out party to beat the Steelers like that, a divisional game. And, Jamar Chase having the seasons he's had. Joe Burrow looked good. It was just like one of those games. I watched some of it, but I got a lot of Cincy connections that give me the report on the game. And it's one of those, it seems like one of those games. It's just like a complete game where you get everything you want out of the team.
I agree. I agree.
You could tell, it was a good week of prep. They got their everything game plan, like Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, but sometimes you don't need to get punched in the face.
That's the game I watched in the early morning, obviously, as a Steelers fan. And I mean, it was a decisive Bengals win. They came, their offense, like, it wasn't anything spectacular, but they made the plays they needed to. Had a few explosive plays that proved to be the difference. And their defense, I mean, again, the Steelers' offense is as one-dimensional as it gets. They could pass short, and that's about it. So, I mean, they kind of clamped down where they needed to. Kind of stayed tight over the top, didn't let up the big play to the Steelers. And I mean, yeah, once they got a lead, they kind of just had to sit on it, and it worked. It was an impressive win, as you said. Coming out party, maybe a little bit too early to call it like that, but it's definitely a prominent win for them. Like it's that's kind of the type of need you win to kind of you need to start going in the right direction.
What do you guys what are you calling this division now? Like for who makes playoffs, who wins the division right now, as you see it?
I think the Browns are the favorite. I mean, you lose a close one to Kansas City, and then you beat the Texans, and you take care of business against Chicago. I mean, the Steelers are going in the wrong direction. Their offense is so stuck in the mud right now because they have no intermediate passing game.
Deontay.
No, yeah. I mean, Ben is. I don't know if Ben's going to be able to turn it around. It's a sinking ship, and it's just the issues are so clear, but I don't know if they're going to be able to fix them. But then I'm not really a believer in the Ravens. I mean, realistically, they could be 0-3 right now. But yeah, I think it's the Browns to lose right now, and the Steelers are gonna have to figure out something if they want to stay competitive.
Look at that.
Yeah,
that's a good
1, 2, 3, 4.
What
are you calling it, Quinn?
What up?
1, 2, 3, 4. What are you calling it for the division?
Right now, I'll go Browns, Ravens, Steelers, Bengals. Even though the Bengals did just beat us, I still think once the defense. I mean, the past 2 weeks the defense has been very, very hurt. So once the defense is back, I mean that's how we're going to win games. Kind of just slugfest, defensive performances, get takeaways. Hopefully the offense is just enough. I think we'll probably finish around the 7, 8, 9 win range. But in terms of momentum, I think it's Cleveland and Cincinnati are headed the right way. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, kind of weird to say, another 2-1 are headed the wrong way.
I mean, Baltimore got the game winner on the road,
which they shouldn't have got, but it was cool, so I don't really care.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, at the end of the season, there's teams that say, you know what, we won games we should have lost, and we lost some games we should have won. You are what your record is at the end of the day. And so I honestly think like Browns are clearly in the driver's seat. They have the most complete. They have clearly the most complete team on the field. They don't seem to have any like issues. I think that, the Bengals will need to go through some growing pains. I think the Bengals could finish ahead of the Ravens, to be completely honest.
I could really see 2-4 ending up. I agree. I think this is the Browns are the most stable of the 4 teams. I think that's going to matter down the stretch.
And who would have thought we would have ever said that?
I know, amazing. But I could see 2-4 kind of coming together really any which way. Hopefully it's not Steelers at 4 for my sake, but I guess that could mean a better shot at getting a quarterback prospect. But yeah, well, it's been kind of disappointing to watch as a Steelers fan so far, but hopefully with the defense back healthy, maybe they can kind of get things going the right direction
for the
again.
Tight ends on 3rd down.
You think we see Dwayne Haskins this year?
No,
but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Mason Rudolph this year.
I think you see whoever the Steelers choose as backup, you only see it when Ben gets hurt.
That's the most realistic option. I mean, obviously.
Oh, look at that!
Not a bad punt, but still, offense.
I wouldn't if
had one big play.
Catch, ref.
If things keep getting worse and you're just getting absolutely nothing out of your passing offense, maybe they try it, kind of do what the Giants did and kind of bench your vet to try the backup. But I don't know. The Steelers are loyal almost to a fault. I'd be pretty shocked to see them kind of outright bench Ben.
Well, I heard someone say you give him the A-Rod treatment. You tell him either you're going to get benched or you can retire and have some dignity.
Yeah, they're in a real tough situation. Is in the O line is doing really poorly. They can't run block or pass block well, and you have an aging quarterback who can't really move. And
No,
Is this
Can't
the
really
bright
move
the
as a
bright the
Mike
bright
Tomlin's
spot is
under
Najee
500?
Harris. Even if he's not picking up the rushing yardage because the O line.
here. Wait, I have to drop from the call for a few moments.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's a long season still, but
Still a very long season. And yeah, I mean, I'm not jumping ship yet. Is once the defense is healthier. I mean, they beat the Bills. They in a defensive game they beat the Bills. So I believe that their defense can go when healthy can go toe to toe with almost any offense. But you're going to need a lot more out of your offense if you're going to win consistently, because you can't keep relying on these like 17-14, 20-13 health. I wouldn't be surprised if the game ends 13-10 with the Steelers. That's just like unsustainable.
yeah. What of so I guess we did kind of touch on the Browns, but they abused the Bears.
It was bad. I mean, Myles Garrett himself got 4.5 sacks, and I think they finished with like 9 total.
Pull up the stats
I mean,
right
you have nursery home Jason Peters trying to block Justin Fields' blindside against top 2 edge rusher in the NFL, and it went about as bad as it possibly could have.
Not good.
It was. I mean, my one takeaway is Matt Nagy was right in not playing Fields immediately because he would have gotten his ass kicked. And I mean, you saw it what happened when he did play, but obviously they didn't exactly kind of play call to his benefit. No rollouts or anything like that, just a bunch of dropbacks. But yeah, that was a disaster, and that's not what you want for your rookie quarterback's first start.
No, not at all. And Khalil Mack did have 2 sacks. I mean, their defense did it but I mean, they also had to play a ton of snaps. They did have 5 sacks. I will give them that. But oh, we almost saw another interception or another safety.
I think that's a forward pass. So I'm kind of curious to see.
Yeah, it was close. It was close though.
Yeah, there was a throwing motion there.
All right. Good little spin move there. Who's even aiming for? I don't know.
I think he was trying to get the ball out.
But who was he aiming for? Javon Hargrave's looking nice out there, though.
He is really good. And it's amazing because he was good in Pittsburgh, but he was only the 3rd best defensive tackle on that team, which just kind of goes to show how talented they were. But he's kind of, oh my God.
Did he catch that?
Actually just catch that? I can't. I need to see this replay. One.
You're a little ahead of me.
He's going to be out of bounds, but that was a crazy catch.
Softest second. Yeah, there's no way he caught that.
He caught it, but not in bounds.
Oh, yeah. Inbounds.
Yeah, but hell of a play. Just they called a catch on the field, so the Eagles are going to have to
Are they quick snapping it?
Yeah, there's the Sirianni was quick on that flag.
All right, good. All right. See if Jalen Hurts can finally do something.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be punting from the 3, so hopefully you get the ball around midfield. That'll be your best opportunity of the day.
Yeah, geez, I'm looking at this the Chicago offense. Receiving or passing, they had 68 yards.
It was like indescribably bad. They could not move the ball.
That's offensive. I mean, you think Matt Nagy gets fired within the next few weeks?
No. Actually, that's kind of, I'm not sure. I could see it going either way.
I think it depends on what happens, but
But I think he's gonna turn it back to Dalton this week. And I mean, Dalton at least looks stable in the first 2 weeks.
Off schedule. I mean, they've lines this week, but then they're at Raiders, who we've been talking about look real good. Then the Packers, then
Bucks.
at 49,
Wow.
at Steelers,
Ravens.
How they'll be doing.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's a murderer's row almost. I mean, if they don't beat the Lions, I mean they have to win that game, go 2-2. But if they're 1-3 heading into that stretch, they could feasibly be 1-8, 2-7. And I think you have to pull the plug.
Giants could be getting
the Giants they don't even have their pick. Hell, the Giants might have 2 top 5 picks at this rate. Their own pick, and then the Bears. Actually, yeah. I mean, I wasn't really thinking of Nagy getting fired mid-season, but looking at what's kind of on the horizon for them,
it seems like the players don't want to play for him.
It's not great. I mean, and you did. I mean, again, it's not. There's no O-line blocking for him, but you did nothing play calling wise to inspire confidence in your young quarterback. They just kept dropping the ball, or dropping back 5 yards, let him get hit. No rollouts, no designed runs, nothing. Not good.
Yeah, I'm looking at the the Giants schedule now too, and they do not have an easy one. At Saints, at Cowboys, versus Rams, versus Panthers, at Chiefs, versus Raiders, at Bucks, versus Eagles, at Dolphins, at Chargers, versus Cowboys, at Eagles, at Bears, Washington. Yeah, that definitely could be the two bottom 5 teams in the league. Yikes. Yeah, that could be a big switch though for the Giants. 2 top 5 picks. I will see that. I mean, I think they're a better team than they've shown so far.
I mean, I think so too, but I honestly think the last 2 losses are inexcusable. I mean, the football team with a backup quarterback, and the Falcons who have been awful. I don't understand how you don't get through that stretch with a win. But the bright spot is it's not because of your quarterback. Daniel Jones is playing reasonably well,
leading the team in passing and rushing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Martinez with the torn ACL is
that's
sad.
Gonna hurt. That's bad.
He should have made the Pro Bowl last year, and
their defense was great. It's just the defense got significantly worse, and it's not even like there's a player turnover. It's all the same guys.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They're just not playing well.
No, maybe it'll be. Yeah, again, there's. The only optimism I have is it's because your quarterback is still playing well. But I think you have to blame it on the coaching if it's just simply like players playing worse than they did last year.
Yeah, not great. I mean,
we'll see though.
Yeah, Leonard Williams. They still have Dexter Lawrence, Lorenzo Carter.
Got James Bradbury and
got a good quarterback, Dory Jackson and James Bradbury.
Yeah, it just
Logan Ryan, Jabril Peppers, Xavier McKinney.
I wish Dale was on this call, but he could tell us exactly what the issue was, exactly what's going wrong.
Not great, but they could be looking like this Eagles offense right now too, though. So
yeah, it's so much for getting the ball at midfield. You have a bad return, and now you're starting at your 25.
What was Rager doing? He's dancing around like an idiot, just running side to side,
trying to make a play, but instead hurting your team.
All right, there we go.
There we go. It's good.
So this
keep throwing him the ball, please. I need this for fantasy purposes.
He just got mauled, though. See that?
He did get crushed by like the 2 Cowboys there.
Slippery. He is slippery. It looks funny seeing a number 18 out there on defense.
I'm still getting used to these new numbers. It's still weird. I'll see like a defensive end or something with that with like 8, and I'll be like, that's weird. Oh. One step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, I just saw this. Yeah,
Not great.
you're a good bit ahead of me.
Hey, do you happen to have those predictions from last week? You want to kind of go over that and see how we did?
Yeah, I actually was looking at that today. Not too hot. Did you
Not
write
too
down
hot.
what you had?
What up?
Did you write down what you had?
No, but I could tell you.
All right, so I had Panthers. That's 1. I had Chiefs.
1.
Nope. Cardinals.
I
2.
Chiefs,
Browns.
2.
3.
3.
Washington. Nope. Titans. Yep. Patriots. Nope. Giants. Nope.
I had the Saints, so that's 1 more for me. I did not have the Giants, or I did not have the Falcons.
And then we got after the Giants, Steelers. Nope.
No,
Lions. Nope.
nope.
Broncos. That's 1. Raiders. Yep. Rams. Yep. Vikings. The Vikings won.
They won. I had the Seahawks in that one.
All right, so that's 8. Niners. Nope. And I said Cowboys reluctantly, but not great.
Not amazing. No.
either 8 and 8 or 9 and 7. Wow, it's kind of crazy.
Hopefully we'll get it better this week.
Yeah, I'll write them down again.
Yeah, I'll keep track of my own.
All right. Or what just happened? Is it 2-minute warning?
Yeah, or I mean they got sacked and I don't think there's been a play since, so I probably did hit the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. All right, I guess let's go through it now. I'll pull it up.
Cool.
Schedule week 4 already.
Oh God, I love football, but it goes by so fast.
All right, so Thursday night we got Jaguars, Bengals. I guess we're both going Bengals.
Yeah.
Next up we got Titans, Jets. I think it's another one known.
Titans.
Yeah, Bears, Lions. Oof.
Lions.
Chicago.
I think I'm going. I mean, the Lions are 0-3, but they've been competitive and off. They should have beat the Ravens. They played tight. I mean, they played tight against the Packers in the first half, and they almost came back against the Niners. They're playing tough football. They're just not getting over the hump. And after what I saw from the Bears, I think I have to go with the Lions this week.
For what it's worth, the Bears, first half they didn't look too shabby against the Rams.
No, and then they
Also,
beat the Bengals.
They beat the Bengals by 3. So
yeah,
at home, I think I'm going Chicago. Oops.
I'm going to stick with my Lions pick, but that's a toss-up game for sure.
All right, next we got Browns, Vikings.
Ooh,
It'll be a good game at Minnesota.
At Minnesota, the Vikings just got a big win. And the Browns are good, but I don't feel like.
I'm going Browns. I think their D line is gonna do well against the Vikings. The Vikings have a bad O-line, but
I think I might go with this is a game where I feel like if the Browns don't get ahead early, I feel like they might struggle to get back into that game. I feel like if they establish the run and score early, then I think they might just kind of coast. But if they kind of struggle and the Vikings take a lead, I wouldn't be surprised if they hold that lead. I think I'm going to call the upset on this one, but I'm not confident in that.
All right. So next up, then we got Washington football team against the Falcons.
Falcons, Washington.
I'm going Washington.
Yeah, I'll go Washington. I don't really think highly of either of those teams right now.
Next up, I think that's probably a gimme. Bills versus Texans.
Yep, give me the Bills.
Yeah, for sure. Then Giants at Saints.
Giants at Saints. That's a huge game for the Giants. Almost, you might even call it a must-win game. But on the road, the Saints looked good against the Patriots. I don't believe in the Giants right now, even though I want to. So I think I'm going to pick the Saints there.
Yeah, I agree. And then next we got, oh boy, Chiefs at Philadelphia. Sorry, Philly.
Sorry, Philly.
But nice little screenplay here, though, for sure. Oh, never mind. I did not realize it was 3rd and 24.
That was third and a lot. Yeah.
But they're in field goal range now.
No, they're not. I think
Not?
wrong side. Nah, I think they're on their own side of the 50.
Oh, are you kidding me? All right. Well, to keep going, we Panthers at Cowboys. I think Panthers. I don't know what you're thinking after seeing this first half, but
I think I'll go the Cowboys because they're at home. I think it'll be a fun game though.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got then Seahawks at 49ers.
Ooh,
Teams that just lost division matchup.
ooh, that's big. I'll go with the Seahawks, but like I'm surprised they're 1-2 right now. Like I'm surprised that's back-to-back losses for them. So maybe they're not as good as I really thought they'd be. But I'll take the Seahawks kind of on the back of better quarterback play.
All right, and excuse me, I missed this one at 1:00, but Colts and Dolphins.
No wonder you missed that. That's a shitty game. I picked the Colts. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I don't really believe in them, but I also don't really believe in Brissett, even if he played all right. I'll pick the Colts.
All right, and then getting back down there, another big game, Cardinals at LA Rams.
Oh man, that's a big one
it's gonna
too.
be a
Both those
fun
teams are
4
both the
o'clock
3-0.
games.
That's the undefeated matchup right there, isn't it? I will go with the home. I'll pick the Rams. I think they're as I said earlier, I think they're the best team in the league right now. So I'll back that up with my pick.
After yesterday's performance, I don't know how anyone could go against them. All right, and then we got Steelers at Packers.
I don't like picking against my team, but I think I have to here. I'll take the Pat. I think they're in a lot better shape than we are right now.
The Rodgers our last dance is looking pretty nice.
Yeah, after that week 1, he's back on track by the looks of it.
And then Ravens at Broncos. I think you're gonna say Ravens. I don't know. I'm gonna go Broncos.
I will say Ravens, but I'm glad the Broncos are playing a kind of a legitimate team because I'm excited to kind of see how they do in a game like that.
Good defense, and then Teddy Bridgewater gets the job done. All right, and then Sunday night, I don't even want to talk about it. Tom Brady comes back to New England.
The grand return. Yeah.
Here's how the fans react.
That's if it's anything other than a standing ovation, that's disrespectful. But during the game, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of try and boo and get in his head a bit. I'll take Tom in the comeback game.
Who knows though? Maybe Belichick knows something we don't.
I mean, he was his coach for 20 years.
Yeah, no, but I think it's I don't know how much that would help. But then in a week, Monday night, we got Raiders at Chargers. I think this will be an interesting game. I mean, the Raiders are pretty red hot for what it's worth. They've been the giant killers, took down the Chiefs.
I do think right now the Chargers are the best team in that division, even if the record doesn't show it. So I think I will go with the Chargers in that one.
The Chargers. Yeah, I really don't know. No, just to make it fun, I'll go against you, and I'll say Raiders.
All right. Give us a little talking point for that game next week.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll call it here though.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thanks anyone who was watching, and have a good rest of the night.
Later.